Okay, people, we're 7 seconds into the video here. So right now, currently, it's about 1:15 in the morning. Right. Okay. And what I've done here, I'm going to show you. Do you see? Wow, look at that. And then what I'm doing here is that. And what I'm trying to do is show you that. And that's why I got to look at the other computer, because I got to figure out what I'm doing here. All right, I should be able to go on to my channel and see this, what I'm showing you. There it is. And if I bring up, put it onto a large screen anyway, and then try and this is what you call HTML on the fly. Page 1 Dreambox. The first one that ever was made in relation to an X solution under a revolution. Okay, let's get serious. Besides that point, do you see this down here? Elsie, my 14-year-old cat, pissed on my screen. So now I got these big bubbles here that I really can't see. The links, right? So we're just going to take some time here. All right. What I'm using is Microsoft Front Page 2000. And what you're seeing here are tables. But if I go into preview, all right, you don't see the tables. But if I go into there, what you see is the HTML. All this stuff. Right? This is what I've been working on today. Page 1. When I first started. And took the nonprofit to, what do you call it? A broader web base. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off my volume and stop listening to myself. And I'm just going to run you through it. Okay, hold on. All right. I shouldn't be able to hear myself. Well, I guess I was wrong. I can hear myself from the laptop. I'm using Shimei's laptop. I'm trying to get sophisticated here. I don't even know if anybody's watching this stuff. Let's just see. Oh, one person. Okay, so there you go. Do you see? Now we're looking into ourselves. There's that tunnel vision. So we'll go back to the HTML. Let me turn down the volume on this computer. All right. All I need to do is just see what's going on this computer, but it's a lot of glare. There we go. Maybe I can bring my computer screen down. Well, hold on a minute. There we go. I'd like to just have this sitting on something if I could. Here, let's try that. And then it doesn't move, it's stationary. I might have to tape it. I want to do 4 more pages. I did one today. I just updated it a little bit. I'll show you in a bit. That's not working very good. What's happening? Well, I didn't come very prepared. I'm just trying it out right now. That's not high enough, is it? What can I use? I'm going to use something here. Here's some books. Let's try some books. Just so you get the... Do you see that? This stuff? It makes it hard for me to see. And my other computer screen is a little smaller than this. So I prefer this side one, this size of a computer screen. Plus it's too much to start digging out and changing. Okay, let's see. That didn't work. Hold on. Trying to tape it. It doesn't move. All right. Okay. Oh, everything's the opposite direction. I'm looking at the other computer. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay. Let's see. This is just some good old HTML. This is how I do it. There we go. Whew. Can't really see on the screen there. What if I pushed it a little closer? I'll take it to the top. I'll just try and walk you through it as fast as I can. Okay. Just take it from the top. Maybe I need a better camera or something. Right. Or an encoder so that I can break my screen into portions. I can have this over there or something. I don't know. What else is a blind person going blind supposed to do? Right, not that blind yet. I can still see. Burns my eyes out though. All right. Can we see? Somewhat. There. I got a different pair of glasses that are actually a little more magnified in terms of dollar store. I'm getting to the max though when it comes to strength. This is a good one for looking at these letters. Oh yeah, much better. You have to remember I was doing this all day today. Like 6 hours. Seems blurry on Shimei's laptop. So I don't know how much you can see. I don't know how to correct that. Okay, so anyway, here's the beginning. This is the beginning, and then all the way down here, which you can't see. Where's the mouse? How far is this? I don't know. Now I can't see. Anyway, down here, I don't see the mouse. The laptop is not coming out very clear for me. So I'm down here. Right? This is what I want you to see. That's the end of the body. Okay? You have sections to make a web page. This is like a quick tutorial. Right? But before you can make a web page, you have to put in meta tags. Right? Right here. Do you see? And you have to have, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a transfer hub, right? Where it goes through this first before it can go through any of this. Right? So you just fill in whatever it is that you're doing in here in terms of keywords, securing universal lunch, music, sport, education initiatives, family and community programs, right? Disaster relief, local gardens, animal and wildlife rescue, job creation. Then you go into the author, Mama G, aka Mama Lynn. And then you go into the title, which is the Dream Box. This is the first one after I removed that. After I outgrew Black Planet and had to create a website, I started with the Dream Box, basically. And then from there, it just kind of branched out, right? So it's kind of like an archive, belongs in a time capsule kind of a situation, although I updated our board directors on this page. And then in this case, you've got a BG Sound, and on different browsers, because I've already looked at a couple of browsers, it will either, when you click on, with Internet Explorer, I think it just comes up on its own and it loops. Because if you see here, it says loop 8. So this MIDI right here, that little thing right there can tell the web page to loop the MIDI, which is called Music 1 Mid in this case, right? 8 times before it will shut off. And it will open up automatically on some browsers. And I think it's Internet Explorer that will do that with this one. Whereas with Google Chrome or Google, what it does is it downloads onto your computer, and then you have the choice to open it up into a Windows Media Player or something like that. So this is your head. This is like your introduction, this little part right here. Right? Can you see that? Oops. There you go. You have to fill in a little bit. You have to have this one right here. You have to have this. And then it automatically tags the program that created the web page. So if I was using Dreamweaver, which I've heard is a pretty popular program, I think I have it because I think I bought it one time at Value Village for real cheap. I just haven't used it yet because I normally just use Front Page 2000 because it works fine for me for what I use it for. Right? And then I guess you need that. And then this stuff, you don't have to put anything in. Okay. So now we've done the MIDI. Right? There's two different ways to tag a MIDI. In this case, we just got the BG Sound, and then this is the head. Now you're going into the body. And depending on how you want to design your page, you can bring in your main color, whereas in this case it's black, with black links, everything except for the text. Right? So, see? I'll bring you up here. We're at the top right now. That's where we're at. Black backgrounds are better for uploading and all that stuff. Better on your eyes, everything. Takes up less bandwidth too or something. Although a lot of people don't use them in terms of professional companies. They prefer white. But I was just trying to be creative and dream as I was founding a nonprofit and learning how to write web pages. That's what that was about in terms of page 1. Right? So along came the dreams. U.S. Student Exchange. We'll just read them this way. Public District Enhancement 1. And you can see these are all built in through tables. This is a table. This is a table. You got tables here. You got tables within tables within tables. Okay, multiple tables. Right. More tables. These are all tables. These are our board directors. I updated. You can see last update December 9th, 2018, right there. I had to change this, and then I kind of mucked everything up, and I made it hard on myself, but I fixed it. Took a while, but I did. What I had to do was take out everything that was in here because it was shifting off to the right, and for the life of me, I couldn't figure it out, so I ended up making a table. Do you see the table within a table? I'll show you. See how far down this table goes? Right there. It ends right there. Oops. Ends right there. And it starts right there. And if you want to know where it is on the tag, the way I do it is I go like this. Then I go into the HTML. I look for the V's. Do you see them? Right there. And then I do whatever I want to do. See, there's your table. All right. This is a table. These are all tables in here. Table. 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 So on and so on. Take you back over here. Do you see? That's what I was just showing you. I was showing you these. All right. So what do we got? It's probably why I really work with a lot of tables, because I started off with tables. I don't profess to know everything there is to know about making web pages. Like I said, I fake the funk. Right? I do what I can do, right? And what works. So U.S. Student Exchange. I incorporated all the trust accounts into it. The Public District Enhancement 1. Adoption Aid and Benefit. Looks like I spelt the word benefit wrong here. So before I will do that, I guess I can change it now. We'll just put an X. And we'll go in there. Where is it? Down here. Down here in the bottom. Let me just fix it. Hold on a minute. Fix it now while it's on my mind, because I don't got time to look for it tomorrow. So we want benefit. We want an E instead of an I. Okay, and then we're just going to save it now. And then we're going to go back to where we were. Do you see? I fixed it. It's fixed now. That was easy. Malcolm X learning, that's alternative learning. That's like alternative learning. Could mean many things in an old schoolhouse that offers alternative learning. Grants for growth, but a lot of science and art. Grants for growth. Social security. Now, I made a mistake here because, like I said, I took out the board of directors, and I changed them, and I ended up having to, I made a big mess. And then I ended up just doing it that way. And for some reason, I got myself a border of a table in here. I don't know why. I can't figure it out. Right? Oh, there we go. Right in here. Do you see it? This right. It's just kind of something stretched out here. And you have to go look for like a broken tag. It could be as something as freaking quotation marks or one letter off of a color code or number. And it can mess with your whole code, your whole web page. All right. So oftentimes what happens is when people make web pages, like professional people, they send them off to some company that will run them through something that checks them to make sure that you don't have broken tags and all this other stuff, so that when you upload, right, you get rid of the bugs. That's what they call the bugs, right? But I think you have to pay for that. I could never afford it, so this is the way I do it. So again, I was having problems in here for some reason after I altered this up here, this all over here in what's up now on the internet, all moved over. And then I ended up having to go to the bottom of the page, make another table, and then copy and paste all that into the table. And then take the table from the bottom of the page after I cleared out everything that was in here, and then copied and paste that table with this information into the table, like a table within a table. These are just things that did in the past, right? I haven't added anything in there because I don't have time to add more and then have to readjust these, because if I add too much more in here, all this starts to shift, and then it doesn't line up right when it goes up in the browser, right? Because you want it to look a certain way, right? So anyway, here it's grants for growth. Then we've got social to security. That's like the medical aspect of the human body, dental and prescriptions and whatever people need. Youth Safe House, right? Obviously housing. Outreach to Africa, which is the one-drop rule that would go to all countries. Gift for education goes into the public and private sector in terms of education, in terms of gifts. Children at risk is more of the social service aspect of things in terms of helping high-risk families to violence and that type of thing, or just anything that can lead up to violence, right? Brother Reginald and Sister Yvonne have given their blessings for this event. I spoke to Reginald 6 months before he died. He referred me to speak to Yvonne. This is Malcolm X's sister. And her and I, we spoke for almost 3 years. Sister Yvonne. And she was the one who said Malcolm X. Not Shabazz, Malcolm X. She wanted to make a difference in Canada, as well as continuing making a difference in her own country. So she was very supportive of what I was doing. Right? These are the people who have died. Mr. Desmond Pottinger, DJ Dragon. He was the individual who said, Mama Lynn, let's go do a park event. Come on. This was in 2003. I said, oh, a park event. I said, how are we going to do a park event? Oh, we'll just grab some equipment. And sure enough, we went off and set up some equipment. I went and bought my turntables and everything. The only thing is I couldn't afford the speakers. This is where you want to turn it around. The only thing is I couldn't afford the speakers. So he used my speakers and one of my old Technique amps. And that's what we set up in our first park event. The, what do you call it? The DJ equipment, right, in terms of the turntables, the mixer, the mic, It was like we went shopping, right? I said, okay, you want to do a park? So what do we need? So I went and got the major stuff, right? And then we just used an old amp. And the way he did it was he took a fan and he put the fan on top of the amp. And because it was a technique, and I have them, right? So you can run them in a park event with the fan running on them. And then he'd take a little piece of tinfoil and he'd put it on a fuse or two. Oh yeah, just blasting away. So anyway, let's go back to what we were doing. I just want to show you. Oh, okay. Bring it back up. And then, okay, I'm looking at the other computer here. This is what you have to do, right? And then Miss Amanda Orchuk, she was a lady that became secretary treasurer for a bit, but she kind of played games with me, right? And had me running around looking for things that she said she didn't have, when after some time, turned out she did have them, or she lost them. So anyway, she died. And then Joan died, Uncle John's wife. And then Uncle John died. So anyone that's a board director at the time of death, I add on here. When you make web pages, before you upload, you really should check your links to make sure that they work. So I will do that. I haven't done that yet. Oh yes, back up here. Okay. Right here. Outreach to Africa. Gifts for education. Children at risk. These are provincial trust accounts. Public District Enhancement 2. Public District Enhancement 1 is again for the educational system in terms of a school meal program for a number of students from, I'd like to see it all grades, like from kindergarten up into college. That's my idea, right? With fully functioning kitchens that cook turkeys and make gravy and, that type of stuff. That would be really nice. Whereas Public District Enhancement 2 is more for the wildlife and the nature and the waterways and the trees and, land erosion and farmlands and that type of thing, right? Community initiatives. And then here, do you see table within tables? Are you seeing that? There's a table, there's a table, there's a table, here's a table right here, right? Because if you want it to line up, sometimes you have to add in those little tables right in there. Do you see it? And these are tables. These are all independent tables. Every trust account section you see is a table within a table. All right. Again, tables broken up. I'm not very creative with this. I just kind of rely on tables a lot. I don't even really understand the full legality around it. Right? I don't have time to sit there and study it. This links into the time capsule page. So before I upload to the website, I'll make sure that it's active and correctly linked in. And then we go into the lunch program. This is the wild card. This is the one I've been playing with for all these years, people. It's been a long, long time. If you see, though, I got a little magic rabbit. All right. And then, because it takes nations to bring change, now we're into box 14 with the United States of America leading the way with the magic hat. See, up here it's Canada, and then it switches over, because once you pass 13 and you go into 14, it's infinite. This was my first page. What was I going to say? It was enough I had to write the Constitution and the bylaws, right? And listen to the people to see what they wanted, as I was trying to promote a universal school meal program. Here's another link that I'll make sure that it works. And then I updated it down here. There's our MIDI. Do you see it? Where are we? Right here. Right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to save it. No, hold on. I'm just gearing up for tomorrow. I'm going to start fresh again. I'll show you what I'm going to start working on tomorrow after I'm done this. I figure 4 more pages. At least 4. First, we want to save it because I made a change in there. And now we're going to look into the preview browser. Where are we? Okay. We have the default browser for HTML files. I haven't looked at that one. And then we've got Google, which is equal to Google Chrome because I looked at them both. And then we've got Microsoft Internet Explorer 11 and Mozilla Firefox, which is not coming up, maybe because it's not installed onto my computer. I can't remember. It's been so long. Right. So the only thing I'm concerned about at this point would be a copyright. As soon as I upload this, well, it's already being uploaded on what do you call this? On YouTube, because I'm doing a live stream. So I wouldn't be surprised if I don't get a copyright, right? But, I'm promoting a nonprofit, and, I'm bringing you to work. And, if you're ever interested in learning how to make web pages, I'm just showing you how simple it could be with, just basic freaking software in terms of a program. You can go to Value Village and find something old like Dreamweaver or something like that, which I hear is even better than Microsoft 2000. And this is like Microsoft 2000, and I'm still making web pages on it. So if I can do it, you can do it if you really want to do it, right? And then in terms of books, just again, go to a thrift store and go look for some old HTML books, and you'll find your way, right? And then you never know, you might like it and get good at it, right? So in the meantime, we're going to go into... Well, we're in Google, and Google Chrome are the same. So here, we're going to get ready for the copyright now. All right, this one comes up as a, you have to start it for yourself. All right. Hold on. I'm trying to mute it. And then so on and so on and so on. Now, if you notice, there's lots of room in there for some flashy, fancy dancy advertisement that's like sexy and cool. You know, you can ease it in quite nicely, right? Okay, so that was in that browser. And then we exit out of that. Oh my God, what did I just do, people? There we go. All right, now we're going to go. Back up to the top. It doesn't really matter. And I'm going to show you how it reads in the Microsoft Internet Explorer, which in this case, as soon as I bring up the page, as if you were... Who is that? Who is it? Police? Doesn't sound like the police. Well, hold on a minute. Okay. I'm coming now. You scared me. You scared me. What? What? You know where this is coming from, right?
No idea.
I didn't. The baby's father.
Yeah, kind of fat.
Yeah, I know that. Well, I wasn't expecting to have to be there with food out there. Hmm? No, I'm sure you will. When you go home and get off work. Yeah. Hey, come on.
I'm not getting over.
Yeah, I mean, my dog died in April.
Who did?
My dog.
Very clumsy.
My daughter here, who raised the old baby, of course, being the father. Having to use my phone now because I can't leave it anymore because I have a baby. Honestly, I can't hardly get there at all. It's not always like that. I clean a lot of spider webs.
Are my friends there?
Thank you.
I'm still here.
Oh, you're still in the house. You okay? Don't worry about it, Andre. You're okay. Okay? Don't you worry, it's okay. Go back to sleep. Okay, people, is this still live? Seriously, man. Did you just see a cop go by my freaking live stream here? Let me just check this out, okay? Hold on. Okay, I gotta exit out of this for a minute. Where are we? Oh yeah. You didn't see it because the camera's facing that way. Oh my God. I just had a bunch of cops run through here. At least they weren't looking for Lisa. Hold on a minute. Oh, they're back. I'm coming. Hold on. Okay, I am back. I got a card. See? Yeah, I'm not lying, people. Alrighty, so turn down this volume. I think that's how you do it. Anyway, as I was saying, it's really important that I get these pages done. So I'm working like a dirty dog, no matter what. What's today? Going into the 10th. I have until the 20th. I don't think I'm going to be dealing with the U.S. federal government on December 26th on Boxing Day, because I don't even know if they're open for business. So I'd like to try and get this done by the 23rd of December. So that still gives me 10 days to make these web pages. And I haven't worked on web pages for 4 years. So I think I've done pretty damn good considering I haven't looked at haven't looked at any kind of HTML of any kind since February of 2014. So let's go back to what we were doing here. Okay, because there's nothing I can do about what just happened. Right? The house is a little congested. I told the guys I'm always up climbing in the walls, scrubbing, what do you call those things? Spider webs. I said, I'm looking to be moving in the future at some point. I don't expect to live here for too much longer because, I'm inheriting children, right? And then I have to walk away from my yard and see it as a painting after it's done. Well, I already did a video on that one. Okay. Where are we? Oh, yes, we're going into a new browser. Like I said, it's going to get me a copyright. But I'll dispute it, and YouTube's actually been pretty good with me lately. I still have to write them. I haven't done it, so hopefully over the winter I'll be able to write them. Start dealing with that copyright issue stuff. There we go. Okay. Anyway, we'll go into a new browser. We'll go into the Internet Explorer. This is what I mean when you make web pages. You have to be prepared to at least to attempt to look at it with different browsers. Because not every browser reads the same. Now, if you notice, it came up. The media came up on its own. And, it keeps looping. It will loop 8 times before it will stop. My service provider says, why do you use MIDIs? I said, I like them. They help me to concentrate. Whether I come in on my webpage and I just listen to them and think, or whether I, work on web pages. All right, so we're just going to go through this pretty quickly. All right, here's that wild card. Then we've got Dreambox 14. That's what I'm working on right now, people. Okay. That was the first web page that I ever really made. I had to figure out a way how to get that message across in terms of provincial trust accounts that can go all across Canada, spread out into the United States, and then through those trust accounts, over a period of time, the money starts to accumulate, and then you can start dealing with social problems from multiple areas coming in at one time, right? Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. So anyway, you see that. Now, since that's done, we're just going to save it. I'm going to exit out of it. And what I'm going into now is where is it? I have to look for it. This is why I need to write things down. Right? Where am I? Oh my God. Of course I can't find it now, right? Desktop. No. There. No. Libraries. These are things you just have to keep doing. Right? It's not what I want. Can't find it. Oh, here we go. This is what I want. Okay, there's that table. Do you see it? Boy, this really was on the fly tonight, people. I told you I'm being stalked. I'm being harassed. All kinds of crazy crap. I told the cop I would prefer to have my daughter alive raising her own child versus being in court, having a mad fight, looking to give up my house after I'm done painting it because my daughter's not here. Anyway, do you see all these tables? Right, so what I'm doing now, this is the actual web page right there. So what we'll do is we'll pull it up. Hold on. Get out of that for a minute. Okay. Well, if I thought I couldn't sleep then, I sure in hell can't sleep right now. Gotta wash my dishes. I'll wash my dishes tomorrow. I just said I was working on a web page. This one I like listening to. This one gets me going. So this is the page I'm working on right now. This is on the internet. This is the minutes page. Now I'm not going to be putting up the minutes. Probably get me a copyright, but whatever, I'll deal with it. I'm not putting up the minutes right now because I don't have a lot of time, right? But I am going to spruce up the page a little bit, and I'm going to get it ready to put the minutes up in terms of hopefully a PDF file. Not sure really how to do it, but I'll figure it out. And I'm going to add in the board directors onto this page versus the Dreambox page. So here's the Dreambox. There's that one. And then we're back to that one. Right? And then, so where we're at with that is this is where we're at. Okay? All right? So in here, this is where I'm going to incorporate the board directors. And then maybe list minutes right in here. Right? Do you see? And make it so that you can just click them on one at a time, right? And then it will bring up on a different, I don't know how it works, but I've never worked with PDF links, right? But I'll figure it out. So we'll have 18 years of minutes be posted in here over a period of time, right? And then do something down here and just keep it real generic and simple for now, right? The main goal is just to get the board directors up here and get ready to bring in the minutes, right? So people can see what's been going on. And then from that point, so I'll just probably end this video here pretty soon. It's getting long. A lot of drama around it. Okay, so in this case, if I take you back to the beginning, here's your head. Here's the end of it. Do you see it? Let's see. No, wrong way. There we go. Okay. And then all this in here. Do you see that? This in here is called JavaScript. This is what brings in these things. Do you see? And that's what that brings in. Right? It's a different way to link your pages versus doing it this way. Right? This one will go right into the page. These ones will go right into the page, but they're just written in differently. They come in with the JavaScript. So what happens is you put it in this particular case, you'd put it into the head, and then you bring the code in. There's two codes on this. There's the drop-down bar, and then at the top of the web page is the date. Right? So what you see here, do you see this? Oh, this? That's the date. That's a different JavaScript. Right? And then you've got this one here. Right? Did you see? Right? And there's your links. Right? And there's it is again. You can import it where you want it. See? There it is. This is form 2. Right? And then form 3, form 5. Here's form 3. Right? And so on, and so on, and so on. And here, do you see this is a different, can you see this one right here? This right here? Okay. This is embed MIDI player, auto start. It doesn't loop. It only plays once. I don't know. Let's see what it looks like on the browser. We'll just save it. Let's see what it looks like. We'll end it on this with the Microsoft Internet. See how this code reads. I don't hear nothing. Do you hear anything? I don't hear anything, people. I see the player down here, but I don't hear it. So a BG sound is picked up by Internet Explorer, but an embed player isn't. Do you see what I mean by how different browsers read different codes? And then what happens if you put the two codes together, sometimes it can create a bug. So you have to be careful. And this is where you got to get good at what you do. And I'm not that good. So we know it doesn't read there. If I exit out of that. But if we go into Google Chrome, right, it will pick up. See? It shows a little bit there. I don't like that, but can't have everything in life. Right? Last time I updated this was in September 13th of 2014. Can you see that? So that's what I'm going to work on tomorrow. This one right here. Right in there. I'm putting the board directors right in there. And I'm going to get ready for some PDF files. And then I'll put something there. I don't know what I'll put, but I'll put something. All right. Let's see where we're at. Exit out of this. Hold on. All right. I'm just going to close out on all this stuff. One viewer. Got a big ass light behind me. Boy, that was almost as bad as the little house. It was like 3 cop cars out. My son was so upset. Anyway, I think I did pretty damn good today, considering everything, people. So have a good night.